for coming tonight. I'm Naralee, and I just want to say thank you for coming and seeing Jeff DeMark and the Inscrutable Rabbit today. It's going to be a really fun show. I'm the station manager for Humboldt Hot Air, so thank you so much for being here and supporting Humboldt Hot Air. For those of you that don't know, we're a brand new internet radio station, and we are located right down the hall here in this building. And we have a lot of really fun, awesome programming, really diverse, different types of music and talk. Hopefully you guys got one of our little program schedules. If you didn't, we have more. So definitely make sure you get one of those. And if you go online to humboldthotair.org, you can find a little bit more details about what each show is, if it's what genre it is, and things like that. And definitely tune in, because it's been really fun. And yeah, big shout out to Jeff DeMark for organizing this whole show. He did all of it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Tune in to Humboldt Hot Air.
People are looking for chairs. Those programs doesn't mean that the chair is reserved. Well, it's been a long time. Jesus. A long time for everybody, for everything these days. I'm not going to tell a story about every song, but I think I'll tell a little story about the first one. I used to work at this radio station. I forgot the call letters, but I think it was called KFUG. I could be wrong about that. Anyways, I used to do the underwriting, and I would call up businesses about, see if they wanted to underwrite, and there was a lot of them that would do an annual contract. And there was one that I would just call once a year, and they would say, sure, let's do it. It would be like $2,000 or something, and it would be very low-key. It was this accountant named David, and he would say, okay, Jeff, that's fine, we'll just get it going. And then about 3 or 4 years ago, I called, and I said, well, you want to run again? He says, okay, sure, Jeff. I said, he said, how much more is it? I said, oh, it's $12 more, or something. And I said, so how you been, David? I never talked to him before. I think I never met him, but I just talked to him on the phone, very briefly. And he says, you know, it's going pretty good, Jeff. But me and my wife have been kind of looking around lately, and it kind of seems like a slow motion ride to Armageddon. Do you know what I'm saying? I said, oh, I see. I don't know about that, David. So I thought, there's a song in there. Such a long time, being on the right side of anything was the furthest thing from his mind. Civil War fought almost every day on the side streets of his life, doing battle with his angels, keeping good to stand the strife. He was in a race against time, tires to wear it thin. He needed checkup from the neck up, oh, he took it on the chin. He didn't know where he was headed, knew that he rusted on the slow motion ride to Armageddon. Then he rolled on the ground, breathed the fresh air, and he danced through the sunlight. He danced like Fred Astaire. He figured his troubles were over. He could lay his burden down. As he watched the sky grow dim, he felt like a rodeo clown. He was in a race against time. don't think that guy ever knew that I wrote that song about him. But he was a psychic, considering what's happening now. And this is another song. There's a guy I know named Mike Bruscia. He went to Italy 47, 48 years ago to study saxophone, and he never left. And now he makes his whole living as a saxophone player, he teaches. And in high school, he was always a magical guy. Now, we knew him in grade school. He had this curveball that when we were in 5th grade, he killed us. By the time we got to 9th grade, no, everybody could hit him, but he had this curveball. He was the magic curveball guy. And everything about him, he always had, he was touched by a sense of magic and destiny. So he told me this story. He went to Italy, he was studying sax, going to Bologna University. And his girlfriend came from Wisconsin, and they went to Naples. And they were running around Naples, and they spent all their money, and all they had was a ticket to go back to Bologna. So he was sitting in the train station, and it's like midnight, and Naples is famous for thieves. So he could just feel them, they were circling and about to make their pounce. And so he stands up and he says in Italian, "Look, we have no money. All we have are these tickets to the train to go back to Bologna. You're wasting your time if you're going to rob us." And the head of the thieves comes walking up and says, "That is not acceptable. That is not acceptable. You are an American. You have money. Don't tell me that." And he says, "I am telling you, we have no money. We just have these train tickets." And the head of the thieves went right up to his face. He said, "Who are you? Who are you?" He said, "My name is Michael Bruscia. I'm from America, but I'm studying here." "What are you studying, Michael Bruscia?" "I'm studying saxophone. I want to be a jazz saxophone. I want to be a great musician, I hope, someday." And he said, "I like you, Mike Bruscia. I like jazz. I like you." He said, "I might be a thief, but I'm also a human being." So what he did then, he took them all around Naples till like 4 in the morning, drinks, breakfast. He showed them how he robbed people with his little knife. So that's Michael Bruscia. didn't know I was a bossa nova cowboy, did you? Song self-explanatory. Pretty self-explanatory, huh? All right. When everything slowed down last year, shut down, I went to John's cigar store and I wanted to get a good bottle of scotch. And my friend Jeff said, get Oban. And Oban's like almost $100. But I thought, I'm not doing anything else, might as well get some good scotch. So as I was paying for the scotch, the guy at the counter said, he was very kind of a cool dude, he says, so how's your apocalypse going so far? I said, well, not so great, and how are you? You know, not good. So then I kept trying to write a song about how's your apocalypse going so far, you know, and how's your apocalypse going so far? I put my brain by the door in a jar. I said, how's your apocalypse going so far? I put my brain in a jar by the door. Well, I couldn't get anywhere with the damn song. I had to surprise the guys with that one. But this is one that the first song I did write is about going to Perigo Park. I was sitting by the park. It was a beautiful day in spring. Not another soul around. No kids swinging on a swing. No little leaguers batting that ball around. No lazy guys hanging around. Birds are singing and the flowers blooming. The trees are turning green. But nobody anywhere wanted to be seen. Paranoia running wild as dawn. It felt as eerie as a night wrapped in fog. How could a day that looked so sweet be so completely incomplete? No laughter on the breeze. This old world in a deep freeze. I hope there'll be a better day when this park will come alive. Music will be playing and the kids will be laughing. And our fears, they're gonna take a ride. Oh, maybe those angels be back on our side. I was walking in the park. It was a beautiful day in spring. Not another soul around. No kids swinging on a swing. No little leaguers batting that ball around. No lazy guys just hanging around. John Dillon on Beautiful Lead. That's Ron Sharp on bass. My brother Paul on drums. Do Jimmy's song?
Yeah. Demolition.
It's a song about a good buddy of mine named Jimmy Mazik. Guy loved to party. He had found his party groove, but he never left his party groove. understood as good time? Sounds all right?
Great.
All right. Always surprised how hot it is on stage. We bought a Victorian in Blue Lake 20 years ago. It was a red Victorian, 100 years old, and everybody called it the Red Lady. Absolutely gorgeous, but when we got it, we realized, oh my God, this thing needs everything. This thing was a red lady in deep distress. And we didn't know how we would pay for it. We freaked out. So someone told us about these unlicensed contractor crazy dudes from southern Humboldt, Petroleum. They had fixed some houses, and they can do everything. And they'll save you money. Famous last words. So we hired these guys. And we needed the plumbing, electrical, roof, kitchen, porches. If there was a problem, we threw money at it. And it went on and on for 6 months. We're living at a different house, and we're throwing money away. And it doesn't seem like it's getting that far. And one day I drove out after 6 months, and these guys were laying on the lawn, drinking beer and smoking the crucial bud. And I just lost it. I said, get out of here, you're done. What do you mean? I said, you are done, get out of here. I fired them all. And it was like throwing the buyers and sellers out of the temple. And then I thought, oh God, what have I done? I didn't know what was going to happen first. Bankruptcy, divorce, or spontaneously combusting from anxiety. And I look at the Times Standard, and I go, oh, it's the last day of the Humboldt County Fair. We go every year, it's one of my favorite things. And I just thought, if I could just get to the fair, something good is going to happen. So I grabbed my son, Jesse, who's about 4 years old. I said, Jesse, you want to go to the fair and the rides? Oh, can I go on a lot of rides, Daddy? I said, well, you're not big enough for some of them, but I go on the Ferris wheel and that kind of thing. Yeah, I said, oh, sure, yeah, definitely for that. But I get to see the horse races, right? Oh, sure. So we go down there. And the Humboldt County Fair, the racetrack down there, the grandstand is like the Wrigley Field of racetracks. It's all old wood and ghost horses from the past. It's just beautiful. So we sat up high, Jesse next to me, I had a beer, and we're watching all those mules and those B-grade horses racing. And I'm looking out, there's the hills out there and the steeple, there's a hawk swooping. And as I'm sitting there and letting time go by, the renovation of our house seemed 1,000,000 miles away. So then we grab some kettle corn and we go walking into the fair. And there's that woman, the palm reader, she's in this little shack, and she starts yelling, hey, read your future, find your true path. And I walk right up to her, I say, you get me some honest contractors and I'll give you $25 on this spot. She said, I can do much more than that. But I just kept walking, I thought, no way, I should have got her before I hired those guys. So as we're walking, we hear this announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be amazed. The 8th wonder of the world is about to be shot out of that cannon. The human cannonball will be shot and land in that net 200 feet away. Be ready to be amazed. And Jesse says, what's that? What's a human cannonball? I said, well, I've never actually seen one, but I guess I'm going to shoot a guy out of a cannon. He said, is he going to get blown up? Is it going to be cool? And I said, well, I hope he doesn't get blown up, Jesse, but I'm not sure. So we wait. And it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This enormous explosion, and this guy in a blue sparkly helmet goes blasting out, flies over a corn dog stand, and he lands in a net 200 feet away, and he jumps in the air. Everybody goes completely nuts, including Jesse and I. And Jesse said, that was so cool, Daddy. I want to do that when I grow up. And I said, but you got to get through grade school first. And he said, yeah, but after that. So we'll see. So then we walk into the fair. And we go onto the Ferris wheel. It's got the colored lights. And we get to the top, and you can hear the calliope music mixing with the screams and the laughs. And at the top, it stopped there. And we were swaying in the breeze. And Jesse is looking very, very intently down at the hammer and the gravitron, those heavy-duty rides, and his tongue is going over his lips, his teeth. He says, "Daddy, are you old enough to ride the hammer?" And I said, "Yeah, yes I am, Jesse." He said, "Am I going to be old enough someday to ride the hammer?" I said, "Well, someday you will." He said, "Did you ever ride it?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Well, why don't you ride it now?" I said, "Well, actually, it makes me dizzy and it kind of scares me." "It scares you?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "What about those other people on all those rides? Does it scare them too?" I said, "Well, you know, I'm sure some of them get scared, for sure." And then he goes, "Daddy, why do people do things that scare them?" And I start laughing. He says, no, really." Because he was a serious guy. He says, "Why do people do things that scare them?" I said, "Well, Jesse, you know, I think they kind of want a thrill, and they want that feeling in their stomach like it's being tickled or something, turned upside down." He says, their stomach tickles when they're afraid?" I said, "Well, some people." And he says, "Do you think the human cannonball is scared?" I said, "I bet he is." He said, "Well, why does he do it?" "Well, it's his job, but I think he knows that he's flying through the air for all of us who can't. Do you know what I mean, Jesse?" And he goes, I don't know. "I want to come back to the fair tomorrow, Daddy." I said, "Well, this is the last day of the fair, Jesse. It's done for a whole year." And he goes, "Oh, Daddy, I wish there was always the fair." And then I looked at him, my sweet little boy, and I said, "Me too, Jesse, me too." Do your song?
Sure.
John's got a little Christmas song.
Yeah, December 12th, you gotta do at least one Christmas song. This is an original tune I wrote called Santa Got a Harley. You ever seen those guys in Ferndale that go by with the big beards and stuff? Anyway.
knows that you've been good. He left toys beneath the tree. 'Cause when Santa rides an electric eye, cruising in the sky, red glove on his throttle hand, well, you know when he arrives. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Do a Hank Aaron story.
Yeah.
And one more song after that. Braves hat. Hank's right there. Well, if any of you watched the World Series, and I know a lot of people were upset that the Giants didn't get in, and the Brewers didn't get in, but the Atlanta Braves got in. And if you watched, in Atlanta, they had a big 44 painted into the outfield grass. And the reason they did that is Hank Aaron died that summer, and Hank Aaron was the greatest Brave of all time. He broke Babe Ruth's record, which stood for many, many years, and he had a lot of death threats, but he was very cool about it all, which is amazing. And I saw him, though, in Milwaukee. Before they moved to Atlanta, they were the Milwaukee Braves. And when I was a little kid, the Braves won the 57 World Series. And Hank Aaron was young then, but he was always great. He was a great fielder, base runner, hitter. And if he hit a home run, made a great play, or if he struck out, he was very much the same. He didn't show off. He was very modest about it, not kind of like these ego showboaters or flipping the bat now. Very different time. But I loved him. And I always looked at 44 as my magic number after Hank Aaron. So a number of years ago, I was sitting in my house, Buttermilk Lane, and somehow I happened on the Home Shopping Network. And there was Hank Aaron in the studio, signing balls, bats, and uniforms, selling them. But the most amazing thing, he was talking to people. They were calling in and conversing with Hank Aaron. And I thought, this is my chance to talk to my hero. So I called. Hello, Home Shopping Network, can we take your order? Well, I need to speak to Mr. Aaron before I buy anything. Sir, we are in a calling center in Kansas City. He's in the Atlanta studios. I said, well, I'm not going to buy anything. I can speak with. Sir, I cannot guarantee that you will speak to Mr. Aaron. I said, okay, that's fine. So I called again. Home Shopping Network, can we take your order? I'd like to speak with Hammer and Hank, the home run king, please. Sir, there's a lot of people who want to speak and we cannot guarantee it. I said, I'm not going to buy anything unless I speak with him. Sir, I cannot guarantee it. I'm very sorry. I know there's hundreds of people who want to speak with him. Can I tell you something? Yeah, what is that, sir? He got 755 home runs. And he had 44 home runs in 4 different years. Isn't that amazing? And his number was 44. I think that's amazing, don't you? I guess so, sir. That's nice, I suppose. And I said, you know what's really amazing? What is that, sir? 44 was my magic number. And I got married, had my first child, and bought my first house when I was 44. Isn't that mind-blowing? I don't know if it's mind-blowing. Are you going to order anything or not, sir? Not unless I talk to him. So I hung up. I pulled out my guitar. I called up again. Home Shopping Network, take your... I got a song for Hank! Pardon me? I said, I got a song for Hank. I want to play it for him. He said, sir, we cannot guarantee you're going to play it. He's in Atlanta. Yeah, I heard all that before. Can I play it for you? Is it short? It's quite short. Okay, I guess so. Henry, he wore the total form. He played Milwaukee, oh, the capital of beer. Anyone far or near saw that hate he couldn't give anymore. Henry, he wore the trouble for. He wore the trouble for. He wore the trouble for. Do you think Mr. Arrow would like my song? Sir, I don't mean to insult you or anything, but I'm quite certain Mr. Aaron is not his style of music. Well, I bought the ball. There it is. $49.95 certificate of authenticity on the bottom. And I was happy I did, you know? I was happy I did. But I always thought that she was wrong. And I thought, if I got Mr. Aaron to hear my song, he would start singing it at the end with me. The double four. Okay, last song, first half.
Okay, let me get
My friend Johnny's going to do a banjo.
I'm gonna switch instruments here. Give me a second. You know what they say about banjos? You spend half your time tuning them, the other half playing out of tune.
have as deadly as the ones we set for ourselves. Oh, but someday I'm gonna break free. I'm gonna take those traps, put them in a big old bag, and throw them to the deep blue sea. I'm gonna take those traps, put them in a big old bag, and throw them to the deep blue sea. Oh, how did I get here? Well, it was one step at a time, one foot in front of the other, until everything's too hard to find. Yes, I feel like a ghost.
I feel like a ghost.
Oh, I feel like a ghost.
I feel like a ghost.
In my own house. Yeah, I feel like a ghost.
I feel like a ghost.
Yeah, I feel like a ghost.
Oh, I feel like a ghost.
Oh, won't somebody tell me that I'm real? Yes, I feel like a ghost.
I feel like a
Yes,
ghost.
I feel like a ghost. Won't somebody tell me that I'm real? I'll see you in a little while, okay? Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everybody, for coming. The band is called Inscrutable Rabbit. This is the rabbit here, and you see the poster there? I bought him in New Orleans. Guy was selling them on it's like a little street vendor thing. He had a bunch of animals in boxes. And I said, what's the deal with the animals in boxes? He said, I think people are messing up the world so bad that the animals are going to take over. And I said, well, what's the title of this thing? And he said, the title of that rabbit's box is Don't Underestimate Me. And I said, man, I have felt underestimated my whole damn life. So my friend Larry and I bought it. And this is the rabbit song. I know a little rabbit. He lives in a box. He wears a long blue coat and black leather gloves. He looks at the world with wise and wary eyes. He never says a word. Oh, he knows more than you or I. Nobody knows what they're doing, even if they act like they do. They're just as confused as you, so just keep going. Oh, nobody knows what they're doing, even if they act like they do. They're just as confused as you, so just keep going. rabbit is a freedom fighter. He's puncturing inflated balloons filled with ego gas. Nobody needs that. The rabbit is a freedom fighter. He's puncturing inflated balloons filled with ego gas. Nobody needs that. Oh, the rabbit is a freedom fighter. He's puncturing inflated balloons filled with ego gas. Nobody needs that. His motto is, don't underestimate me. His motto is, don't underestimate me. Thank you. I love that rabbit. I've been in contact with the guys who make these. He's going to send me, he's got these cats in tuxedos, and he's got frogs in tuxedos and rabbits. I ordered a couple more. Why not, huh? Okay, here's a story here in a song. I had two people die of COVID last winter. One of them was one named Zoe Nordstrom, who was my landlady and very good friend that I met in '87. And she, after I stopped living at her place, moved up here in '90, she said, you have former renters' rights for life. And so we would go down, my family, she had tickets to Giants games. She was just such an absolutely amazing person. And her and her son died a day apart. And then, it was before the vaccinations. And then our favorite cat died, Buddy. And I had a dream, this is no joke, that I felt, I wasn't like overwhelmed with grief, but it was inside of me. So I had this dream where I was climbing up a hill with my head down, weighted down with grief, I guess. And there was a guy playing ukulele halfway up the hill. And I got halfway up, and it was George Harrison. And he was like George Harrison from All Things Past, you know, with his beard and everything, and he's playing the ukulele. And he starts singing this song to me. And, you know, certain lyrics and a certain melody, and it never happened to me before. And I woke up and I thought, well, I'll remember this. Then I went, no, I won't remember it. So I wrote it down and I tried to play it. And so I built this song about it. All the world's sleepy cow town. The angels don't sing all the time. Believe in God suffer such a strange dilemma, but they keep shining on and on. Believe in God such a weird dilemma, but they keep shining on and on and on. You gotta feel good. You gotta feel good. Yeah, on your last day, you got to feel good. You gotta find the good. Listen to what George Harrison had to say. Oh, pick yourself up. Listen to those ocean waves sing. And then you'll start, oh, you start to feel good. You gotta feel good. You gotta find the good. Listen to what George had to say. One more song, and I'll do a story. I'm actually wearing my Beatle boots tonight, too. This is another dream song. I had a dream in the middle of the night. Went downstairs, I had a terrible fright. I had a dream in the middle of the night. Well, I went to the freezer, there was a ghost in there. He was eating all my food, let out a scream. He said, what do you care? I'm just living in your dream. I had another dream. We were riding on a train. Looked out the window, there wasn't any tracks. I had a dream. I almost had a heart attack. Go ahead, John. Baby. Yeah, go ahead. Life is but a dream. That's what they say in the song. Take a look around. You can't say that's wrong. Oh, life is but a dream. That's why I wrote the song. care. I'm just living in you. They said, what do you care? I'm just living in you. They said, what do you care? I'm just living in you. Great solo there, John. I have a good little story here. Someone told me, I don't know if everybody knows who the Flintstones are, but Flintstones was this animated cartoon where it was in the Stone Age. And it was Fred Flintstone, Barney Rubble, and Wilma Rubble. And they had like cars made out of rocks and dinosaurs for servants and stuff. Very odd. But it was actually the most popular animated show until The Simpsons. So it ran for a long time. So in case anybody didn't know who they were. I wrote a song, I put Brill Cream in it, and someone said, what the hell is Brill Cream? You know what Brill Cream is in there? See, you always like to stuff your hair. And so I went, oh, I better tell us. Okay, here it is. When I dropped out of college for the first time in Madison, Wisconsin, winter was coming on, and I did not want to have my ass freeze-dried by the wind chill factor again. I had never been out of a winter. I wanted to get out, I had no idea how. And then fate walked in. My friend Dave Murray said, hey, we're going down to Mexico for the winter. And if you got $300, you're in. I said, really? I got about 300, that's all I got. He said, then you're in. Turned out him and our other friend Jim had also dropped out of college. And they bought this big travel station wagon, it's like a tank. They put a mattress in the back, they had a little Coleman stove. Off we went. It was 15 below zero when we left Racine. Made a beeline for McAllen, Texas. Took us like 3 days. And then we went into Mexico. And we careened in Mexico for 3 months. We went down the east coast to Veracruz for Mardi Gras. It was a gigantic celebration. Then we went down to Acapulco and we stayed at a beach called Pay de la Cuesta. Parked our car for like $3 a day. Porpoises, 90 degrees during the day, laying in hammocks. I'm just going, are you kidding me? It's like 5 below zero in Madison. It's 90 every single day. Then we drive up to Guadalajara. We get to the West Coast. We've been down there about 2.5 months, and we go, we are broke. What are we gonna do? We wanted to get to California. I had never been there. So we went to Tucson, and we're asking around, and this guy says, you want a job? Go up to the Grand Canyon. They got all those resorts. They're begging for people. We go, oh, great idea. So we start driving from Tucson up to the Grand Canyon, which is a long way. And as we're driving, Neil Young's big hit, Heart of Gold, was on the radio, and we had never heard it before. It keeps us searching for this job of gold. It keeps us searching for this job of gold. We've been miners for a job of gold. So we're driving, and we see snow. We're going, what the hell is that? And we realize we're rising in elevation. And we got to the Grand Canyon, there was a half foot of snow. It was still winter up there. We went, oh man, now what are we gonna do? So we started singing some different lyrics. It keeps us searching and it's getting old. It keeps us searching and we're growing old. I don't think we're ever gonna find our job of gold. So then we're driving, we see this construction site. And we stopped and we asked this long-haired guy, we said, what's going on here? He said, we're building the first Fred Flintstone bedrock city in America. I said, you're kidding. He said, no, we're building this right now. And I said, well, are they hiring? He said, I don't know. The boss is over there. His name is Hootie Speckles. Look, his real name, Hootie Speckles from Idaho. Go ask him. So we go over, this Hootie is a long, tall guy, and he said, where you boys from? I said, we're from Wisconsin. Oh, I know people from Wisconsin. Good people, hard-working people, you know. I said, Hootie, we'll work hard for you. I swear to God, we'll work hard. He said, I'll give you guys a chance. What the hell? So Jim says, hey, we got no money for a hotel. Is it okay if we camp? He said, oh, sure. I'm telling you though, it's cold, and that sand blows around something fierce. It's blowing all day long. And I'm telling you, he was not kidding about that sand. It blew in our faces. It blew through every hole in the truck, in our tent. It blew into our subconscious. So, in the morning, we'd all sit outside of Fred Flintstone's house and build a big fire. It was like 30 degrees out. And man, there was like rednecks, Native Americans, hippies, drifters, burnouts. It was like a true melting pot of American misfits. And we're all sitting there and people are drinking coffee, some are drinking tequila, some smoking cigarettes, some smoking joints. And there was peyote going around and there was a guy sitting on the wall and he was just rolling this joint with peyote. He goes, Suzanne takes you down to a boat by the river. You can hear the boat go down. Man, I thought nothing like a double dose of surrealism to start the day for us. So some days you work outside and it was cold and sand blowing at you and you take these pliers and squeeze together this chicken wire and spray it with gunite to create these fake rock houses for Fred and Barney's house. But if you got lucky, you get to work in one of their houses, so it wasn't as cold and there was no sand. And there was a little radio in the corner, and that goddamn song by America was playing endlessly. Horse with no name. So we wrote our own lyrics. On this part of the journey, we were looking for a job. There were rocks and snow, tons of sand, construction site on the road. Oh, we've been to the desert, built a house of Flintstone. Felt bad to be out in the wind. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause the goddamn sand will drive you insane. One day, my friend Dave and I are working in Fred Flintstone's house. And the foreman, and we're drifting around in a peyote haze. And the foreman says, go over there and pick that up and bring it over there. You know, that thing over there. I said, well, but that thing there and bring it there. So I go, we stumble over, and I look down, and that thing was actually Fred Flintstone, the king of the whole place. He's like 9 feet tall. So we bend down, I grab Fred by the head, and halfway up, I look at my friend Dave right in the eyes. I say, Dave, never forget this moment. And he said, what are you talking about? I said, I just think it's really important. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz, sky with no cloud. Tequila was cold, peyote was free. The boss was Sorry there, Jen. We've been there a couple weeks, no shower, sand everywhere, and we're cooking a huge can of Chef Boyardee ravioli. And I took a bite of one, and I'm like, God damn it! There was sand in it. Spit it out. No, I got another one. I took a bite. More sand. That's it. I'm done. I don't care what you guys are doing. I'm gonna go find a motel. I'm gonna get a shower. I'm gonna get a bed with clean sheets. You do whatever the hell you want. And they go, we're with you. So we went to Williams, Arizona, found this little motel, $29.99 a night, 2 beds, black and white television. I mean, it wasn't much, but it was like a penthouse of pleasure compared to Bedrock City. So we got beer and pizza. And I remember very well standing in that shower, after not having a shower for at least 3 weeks, steam rising, all the sand just coming out of every single pore of me, out of my subconscious, everywhere, going down the drain, all of that cold and everything. And it was without doubt the greatest shower of my life. And it still is to this day. No doubt about it. Well, we went to California, we got back to Wisconsin, and I never made it back to Bedrock City. They closed it last year after 49 years, and people would send me pictures of it. You know, they'd been there, they saw, they knew my story. And it had like 3 or 4 years of good years, and then it was a long decline. Like a trailer park with people just hanging out. But I always wanted to go. And I wanted to, like I could just imagine standing next to some guy about to go in. And I'd say, you know what? I helped build this. Isn't that incredible? He said, you helped build this? I said, yeah, I did. I said, you know, this is kind of like, it's like my Taj Mahal. It's like my Great Pyramid. You know what I'm saying? And the guy would probably look at me and go, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. But there's one thing I do know. I have never, ever had a Chef Boyardee ravioli since that fateful night. And you can be yabba dabba do guaranteed I will never, ever have one again. Let's take a trip to Spain here. All right. For my wife, Gail, and maybe Alice is watching it down in San Francisco. Went to Spain. My daughter went to school there for a while. When she first went, we went to San Sebastian in northern Spain. It's just a beautiful place. This is about one day there. Oh, it's just after midnight on this beautiful night in Spain. And the cafes are buzzing and the people are laughing. Nobody's feeling any pain. All day on the beaches, kids were out surfing. Families laid out on the sand, playing cards, talking, drinking wine or sleeping. Hey, life can be so grand. know every day there's another thing, something that's going wrong, something we'd rather not see. Somebody with a grudge, some joker with a gun. There's no end to the misery. Oh, but even with the world like this, seems like there's only pain. I know there's more to the scene. A full moon in the sky, loved ones nearby, on this beautiful night in Spain. Most people try their best to make some kind of sense out of this life we live. They go to work, they help their friends, they try to give all they've got to give. Oh, but this world keeps spinning around, it turns us upside down. Sometimes it feels so insane, but I know what I know, and I won't forget that beautiful night in Spain. Yes, I know what I know, I won't forget that beautiful night in Spain. Oh, a song or two, and then we'll finish this up. Thanks to everybody. Thank you for Nerily and Jackie and David up there and Tim over there and
Let's not forget Tim.
the crew here. And take a listen to Humboldt Hot Air. There's a lot of great stuff going on there. Tons of these old K2 people, but a whole lot of new energy on there. And I think it's a great, great thing for this community. It's really cool. Neryl's doing a great job over there. We'll do Dirty Durf, right?
Dirty Durf?
We'll do, we do unmade ready, want to do Dirty Durf?
Your call, but you gotta tell your Dirty Durf story.
Let's do Dirty Durf. Dirty Durf. We go to Oregon Country Fair every year. And if you've ever been there, I'm sure there's people been there. You know, it's a wild thing. It's kind of the perfected hippie thing of all time, and it's really, we've had a booth up there, and it's just, it's hard to describe it, but there's music, and there's booths, and there's crafts, and art, and there's men and women walking around half naked with fairy wings, and there's jugglers, and it's an amazing thing, and it goes on for 4 days, and then they shut it down. It's never opened again for another year. So we had a whole 4 or 5 days, and I came walking out, and outside there's this guy. He's juggling, he's got a card table, he's got the wildest stuff, and his name is Dirty Durf. And the festival's over, and he is just doing tricks for the little kids. And I just thought it was the greatest thing. So I wrote a song about Dirty Durf. Guy named Dirty Durf. He was standing outside the Oregon Country Fair. He was a self-proclaimed traveling magic man. All wearing top hats, feathers, and beads, purple pants and silver shoes. He had counterfeit $50 bills painted on his golden vest. Oh, the kids were gathered round as he did his magic tricks. He juggled some balls and he never let them fall. He said, my job is making kids laugh. That's what the angels sent me to do. I made a vow, now that's just what I do. I accept donations. I'm always grateful for the kindness of woman and man, because I go where I need it most in the aspect of things. I'm always given just what I need. Yeah, I met a guy, he was named Durfty Durf, standing outside the Oregon Tree Fair. He was a self-proclaimed, he was always traveling. He was a traveling magic man. He was a self-proclaimed, he was always traveling. He was a traveling magic man. Our last song here. I'm rock and roll for you. Rolling down the road like an unmade bed. Rolling down the road without a thought in my head. If I couldn't feel my pulse, I think I was dead. Rolling down the road, flying through the air and I'm feeling just fine. A little bit prickly like a porcupine. Stars and moon just crashed in my mind. Flying through the sky, up and down, over and out. There ain't no reason for you to freak out. High and low, don't you know? Your sweet love is what it's all about. Your sweet love is what it's all about. Through the sea like a slippery eel, free and easy like a Sunday morn. Sometimes I feel I've just been born. I'm swimming through the sea to you. I'm rolling down the road like an unmade bed. I'm rolling down the road without a thought in my head. If I couldn't feel my pulse, I'd think I was dead. I'm rolling down the road, two more times. I'm rolling down the road to you. Yeah, I'm rolling down the road to you. All right, thank you, everybody. Ron Sharp, Paul DeMark, John William, my partner in crime here. Thank you to the Playhouse, Jackie, David, everybody here. The crew over here, thank you so much. Jeff DeMark, and All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.